All right, ladies and gentlemen, today my show. This is the International Reds Fashion Experience, and today my show is specifically about being humble. A lot of times, people they don't understand what being humble is. You know what I'm saying? Because they boaster, they brag, they high sigh, and all those things. When you're young, they're cute, and and you can get away with it. But if you get a hold to a lot of money, or something unusually fortunately happens for you, be humble, thankful, grateful, and humble. If it's beyond the ordinary activity, and you're really blessed behind this, show your blessed and humbleness. Be humble about it, because being humble is a very, very, very significant, and it's a very beautiful virtue. Being humble is it's a good thing to incorporate into your character, is being humble. And the reason why I say that is simply because when you're being humble, you understand things that happen. You don't have to brag and tell everybody everything. Just, like me, myself, I'm very humble. I don't say nothing. I don't brag. I don't do that. When I was young, I did all that or whatever, you know what I mean? Or telling, or exaggerating situations, or even boasting about something that happened, because things happen to people. I've seen things happen to people that weren't humble, and they were boisterous, and they were, bragging about what they had and talking bad about people that didn't have it, and all this and that. You know what I mean? In a way to where, it wasn't necessary, look at me, I got this, look at me, I'm doing this. You don't have it, that type of attitude, it gets you nowhere, you understand me? You end up being in a situation to where you end up by yourself. You end up being in a situation where people that you're affiliated with, they start hating on you, and even though you don't realize that creates hate, hate's created behind it, and a lot of other things, what I mean? Praise people for what they have and appreciate them for what they have, and give them praise for what they got, because when it comes from someone else, it's beautiful. When you're talking and bragging on yourself and high sign and all that don't look good. When you're constantly boistering on yourself, it doesn't look good. And continuously doing it, even if you did it once and then didn't do it no more, would be one thing, telling people about something. But the best effect and the best way to be, and it shows positive, strong characteristics in a positive way of being humble, is when you don't say nothing about it. You let other people mention it, and you don't say anything. You don't say anything to anyone. If it gets out from someone else. You know what I'm saying? If you do good or something good happens, you don't brag about it. You might tell somebody one time, I'm so grateful that this happened to me, that I got this new apartment, and it's so wonderful, I'm great, like that. You know what I'm saying? You're just telling a person. But you constantly bragging, you know what I mean? Bragging, and you know what I mean? Putting emphasis on it is not good. Be humble about things. Be humble. Don't say nothing. Don't mention nothing. Just enjoy. Be your best self for yourself, because when you draw haters, I learned this when I was at my office. When I was at the office over there on 6th Street, I've seen people brag and put other people down and brag and talk all that talk. Next thing you know, they on crack and they all strung out. Because they weren't being true and humble. Be humble. Do things for people. Don't do it and brag about it when you do it. When you do something for someone, don't brag about it. Do it and let it be done. Let it be done. If you do it and nobody else know you done it, it's okay. That's a humbling effect. That's the way it should be done. When you do it, a lot of people do things so other people will hear about it, and then they're doing it for the wrong reasons. And when you do things for the wrong reasons, you're going to get the consequences are going to be detrimental. It's going to be a detrimental consequence. And what I mean by that is, when you do something to someone or you do something for someone, you know what I mean? You do it and you do it because you want to do it, not to impress no one else. You know, like people that be out on this Facebook flashing money, talking down on other people. That's not good. That's not good. I hate to see people do it. You know, because the end of the results is not going to be good. You know, because you're acting like what you're doing now, it's never going to end. Your results of this that you're doing, you're winning now, but you could win and be in the position of the people that you was talking about and high sign on. You know, these things happen. You've been there before. You know what it's like to do without. You know what it's like to be leaking. You know what it's like to be on that situation. So you shouldn't set yourself up for that downfall, because that's what you're doing. You know, when you're not humble about things and you brag and you high side and you continuously, you know, talk down on these people that are down, you will end up being down. And in that situation, I've seen it happen too many times. They call that cause and effect. You know, and it happens. That's why when I once got off the ground, when I fell down, and I got off the ground, I was down on purpose. When I was over there with the Indians in Portland, I did that by choice. When I was in Fresno, when I was with you could call them tramps, but where they are people that were just decided to live that type of life. When they were doing that, they did that by choice. I did that by choice. So I've been there before, so I should never talk down on those people. But I speak on that when I say tramps and all that. I say that for emphasis, to let me know not to never be like that or affiliate with them people. I don't talk down on those people. I just stay away from them, but I'll give them $1. I'll talk to them for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like a few people I talk to, whatever. You know, I associate with them, you know, minimally whatever the situation is. But I never look down on them, you know, for whatever it is, because I know I've been there before. You know, and I was fortunate enough to get out of that because my mind wasn't really there. I was just having fun. I took a vacation from, as you would say, from responsibility and from all the things that you do, and just played the tramp role. You know, and it was fun for a minute, drinking and doing all that and acting a fool. At that time, I was in my 30s and 20s. You can do those things then, you know, because you're not being serious at the time. It's like a person going to college and they get out of college and they take a year off to do whatever they do. That's okay. You can do that then. I took a vacation from life, and I knew what I was doing at the time. I was drinking it in my disease. But the minute I decided to get out of it and do what was right, I did just what I had to do. And I did what was right because it was the right thing for me to do, you see. And that's what one has to understand, you know, that you have to do what's right because it's the reason to do what's right, you know. And you have to do these things because you have to look at it like this. In reality, you understand me, you have to realize that the things you do, you understand me, the things that you do, you know what I'm saying, that you do in life, you know what I mean? You know, the man upstairs is looking at everything you do and how you do it, and he determines to keep you where you at and where you're going. You know, so don't be thinking you high and mighty. I've seen it. I can set examples. The one guy that used to run around there in a truck and used to try to be like us, and he thought he was better than us. He had pictures, and he would come up there. He had his woman with him, and he was all bragging, and he used to wear a little piece of jewelry and all that, and he thought he was trying to impress us in line, trying to be better than us. You know, and he was working at the little old place and doing this, and he had a little sobriety in. You know, but you can't be flossing, high sign, and doing that to people when we all are the same. You know, Claude, I never would say nothing to do nothing. You know, I never even speak to him on levels of what I'm doing or what I got. My friend would always do that. You know, and you know what I mean. I say, man, I don't know why you're trying to impress these people. You know, don't try to impress them. Just try to accept them, and go along with it, whatever. But he'll be putting people down and talking about these people like they want nothing, and you know, trying to be better than them. And next thing you know, he was in a situation where he was one of them. 6, 7, 8 months later, you know, he was all in his disease, all cracked out and tore up. You know what I mean? Thought he didn't have long to live or something, you know, because he had AIDS. And something jumped off, you know, but it was all, he had him worried, he was all tore up. But that's what happens when you don't take life to the fullest, take it by the horns, embrace life and love people, and be humble. You know, be humble. You know, it's just like me, I dress like this, but I don't be out bragging and talking and acting like I'm better than somebody else because I might be dressing better. No, I never do that. I walk right next to the people, you understand me, they don't have no shoes on or whatever. I don't never, you know, and speak to all of them. I don't never think I'm better than nobody else. You know what I mean? Because, hey, you have that attitude, man, God will break you down. You know what I mean? He will break you down. You doing that, displaying all that hate. You know what I mean? And when people talk about people, you know what I mean? And you want to talk about them and say they ain't nothing and do all that. Who are you to say they not nothing? You know, it's just like people I know, I may not like the way they act, they're your friends, but I stay away from them because I don't like the way they treat you, the way they act with you. You know, if you have friends, they don't buy gas, they don't do this with you, but you take them places and take them where they can buy suits and do this and look good. You know, and they don't show gratitude to you, man, that's on you. You understand? But you around them, you know what I'm saying, and you faking and shaking and doing all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're joining their team. You're joining their team. You on the hate squad, you understand? And you shouldn't do that. You know, you should check them if they ain't right or get away from them, man. The main thing you do is get away from them, get around people that's honest and upright. You know what I mean? All that being around people that ain't being honest or being truthful, you understand? You know what I mean? You don't try to get all up under them people. You know, you try to get all up under them, trying to get to know them and tell them all your business and tell them this and tell them that. You know, I don't tell nobody nothing. You know, I don't give my information. I just keep distance. You know, some people I know, you know what I mean, and they did their thing and they living their life, you understand me, and they doing what's right as far as life goes, you know. But they, you know, they brag and talk that talk. I just say, yeah, I hear you. You know what I mean? Because, you know, when I dress the way I dress, I do it every day. I do it for me. I ain't trying to outdo nobody or try to be better than nobody else. You know? Because I dress every day. You know, you just like them. You dress for an occasion. So why you gonna think you shitting on you do it better than them or doing something to them? You know, when you're on their team, you're on their side. You a square working a job. You know what I mean? So you all squares together. You talk about them like you're not like them. You know, just because you look like, you know, a certain way. You know, you have to break it down and be real with it. You know, be who you are and be what you are. And don't talk down on those people because they doing their thing. You doing your thing. And we all trying to get along and we all trying to live with one another and live together. I may not like people. I don't jump up in their face. I stay to myself. I don't try to be their friend because I don't trust people because there's more bad people than there are good people in my life, the way I look at it. Because I've been through a lot. I just came out on a shining end because I'm a good person and I treat people, but I've been through a whole lot. And that's what people don't understand. I just came through it and went right back and shined and climbed back up. And I've always been on the winning note. Even when they take everything I got, I end up getting it right back. You know, when I lose, I grab and get things right back because I don't brag, I don't talk shit. I just be me. I be myself. And I do it, I don't talk about it. I just be about it, you know. Because you see these people, they always want to talk about it. And talk about this and talk about that, what they can do or what they're going to do. You know, what they're going to do when this happens, what they're going to do. No. I don't pay no attention. I just say, yeah, I hear you. Man, I know what a giant is. I know what a person does when a person is doing it. They be doing it. They don't talk about it. You know, they don't. You know, you ain't got to talk about it. Because when you talk about it, you're trying to impress people. Because you want them. You care about what they think. Me, I don't care what they think. So I don't have to. I don't try to impress them. Man, I'm 70 years old. I done made my way by the things I've done. So they see what I've done. I don't have to talk about it. Oh, those that haven't seen me, I don't care what they think. If they don't know who I am, I don't care who they are. If they don't know who I am, that's all right. When I roast them, you understand, when they come to me with some weak game, like the photographer come to me the other day about a picture, and I went and run it down to him about pictures because he ain't gonna get me to spend my money on a picture. And he said, "Well, if you buy, you gonna pay money there." And I let him know, yeah, well, that's why I'm not gonna give you buy. I'm not messing with you about a picture. You tell me. I hit the door. He thought I was a mark. That's what, in so many words. He thought I was a mark because I look good and I want to take a picture. Man, I do this every day. And taking pictures I do all day. So you really got the wrong one. But when I roast him, he couldn't take it, so he gonna say, "Well, you gonna pay here." No, you tell me. You should be saying, "I'm sorry, brother, I didn't mean it." Because you tell me. Rather than you come to me with that. But it's okay because I walked away. But you understand me? That's how you attack people when people attack you. You stay with your gun loaded, so you ready to shoot them. Blah, 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 blah. When they come at you, I don't mean literally gun. I'm just saying you fire at them. You know, when they come at you, you give them a quick response because if you don't, they're going to think you're a sucker. And that's how you got to stand up for yourself. You don't be weak. You don't show weakness. But then at the same time, you be nice and you be kind and you mind your own business and speak to those who speak to you and be nice and be humble. You be humble. But when people come at you in the wrong way, you got to check them. You have to check them. But you basically, most of the time, you carry yourself in a humble manner. You be very humbling. But by you looking a certain way, people think you're going to be a certain way. They think because they see you're going to be talking a lot of mess and rhyming and lying and talking. No, man. I ain't got time for that. I'm very, very, very real. And I handle my business. I be on top of my business. That's one thing I do. I'm going to be on my business. I'm going to take care of my business and make sure I be on it, you understand? And take care of me and mine. Me and my woman, you understand? That's what I do. And I'm going to give her a shout out, my Beverly O'Dobby. Beverly Hodge O'Dobby, you understand? Her and her granddaughter, her and her son, Michael, I'll give them a shout out because, hey, it's like this. My family, my sister Patricia, and her family, her children. My sister Barbara, I'm not talking about that, but her children, they all cool with me. I'm cool, But I know behind how they act, behind her, which I will have to check her because I'm not going to, put up with the type of things that's going on. But I try to be humble. I try to be very humble and mind my own business and stay cool, and just live my life to the fullest. Me and my queen, we try to do our thing. We're going on a trip next month. We're going to Vegas, in L.A., and then back from there to Fresno to see my friend Silky, which is, he's sick. I'm praying for him to get better, you know what I mean? It's just sad the way things happen, the way life is. You plan, he had, got a big screen TV and then had he told me he was going to lay in. He was laying in anyway, right? And he was talking about he going to lay in even more and stay away from people. And, no, see, I'm going to tell you something. I learned through that lesson of him staying in. Because he fell down and hurt himself, and it's like a stroke what he had. And it messed him up where he hasn't come back from that yet. And I'm praying for him to come back. You got to live your life. Don't have no regrets. Don't think down on people. Respect people. Go out there and face the world. Go out there every day to see the people in the world because the world makes the world go round. And you get out there and be your best self. Get out there and get fresh air. Get out there and enjoy life. Be around people. Just be humble. You don't have to go out there bragging. You don't have to go out there telling stories. Be your real honest self. Just go out there. Let people brag on you. Let people tell you how good you look. Don't go out there telling stories and telling people things. Just because you think they want to hear it, because it sounds good. No, don't do that. Be your best self and you will be happy with yourself because you're honestly being yourself. You're not being nobody else, You don't have to do that. And don't try to buy people. What I mean by that is, you buy them things, you take them out to eat. You get a woman and you buy her suitcases and luggage and buying her things. No, don't buy nobody nothing. Let them like you and love you for who you are. The material things, Don't do that, because so many women, they take you a trick. They got that mentality. That, unless you got you a good woman that appreciates you doing things for her. But 9 times out of 10, majority of these women want you to do things for them. And then when you do things for them, they don't respect you for that, for what you did. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? No. You just be there for them. Be there for them. Go out and take them out on a date. Be there for them. Take them out on a date and be there face to face. Spend time. Time is better than anything. Spend time with people, not money. Spend time. That's precious. That's priceless. Time is everything. Do that. And be humble. Be a humble person. Be humble. Don't be all up boasting and bragging and talking down on people. You know what I'm saying? Be humble and be appreciative and look at the good in each and every one, in every person. Look at the good in those people. Out of all the people, even the people that have done you wrong, I know a person that being the same person, that he had a lot of hatred for the person. I didn't have hatred for the person because I've been knowing the person for years. The person done me wrong more than that one time. He only did my friend that one time. My friend had so much hate on him. And I didn't have the hate for him. But I didn't go to his funeral out of respect to myself, and I'm not going there when I know me and the man wasn't cool. So I wasn't going there faking. That's why I didn't do that, because I didn't care nothing about the man. And that was true. So people, you understand why I said I wasn't going. Because you got a lot of people that go to people's funeral and hate them just to be seen. People go places just to be seen. They don't have no principle, no morals, or no standards. They just do things because they want everybody to see them. People just be out there trying to get attention. See, I'm going to tell you something. That ain't nothing slick about that. You trying to be seen everywhere you go and be everywhere. I found out that when I was trying to make a way, being with people, going places, at the time of school, to be, when you're trying to get a reputation and trying to be known and you're trying to be out there, that's cool at one point. At one point in your life, it's all good. When you once get somewhere and you make it and you're known, you can stop, man. You can stop. You ain't got to do it like that no more. You don't do it on that level. You constantly elevate your actions, your attitude. You constantly elevate. Like me, myself, now, I don't take pictures with women no more. I used to take pictures with women all the time. I elevated it. I got a queen. I don't need to do it no more. That's what I do. I'm not saying that's anybody else's philosophy. That's how I look at it. I got standards, morals, and principles. I don't take pictures with women because I don't want my woman taking pictures with men. So if you want to incorporate something into your life, you do it, and it applies for them as well. So I don't take pictures with women, and I don't want to take pictures with women, but it's my queen. You understand? It's not necessary for me to do that. But before that, when I didn't have no one, I took pictures with everybody and anybody all the time because I was on that page. I elevated. I'm on another level now. Another level. So you got to understand elevation, the elevation of life. I'm older and I'm elevated, and that's what I do. Just like I don't spend, like I said, I don't go out with people unless me and her go out with people and they got a couple and it's different. But I'm gonna tell you something. A couple of people got their own people. They go out on their own. They don't need you. When it's a third wheel, they always want to be with you. They always want to go. You want you to pick them up, drop them off. No, those days are over with. I don't do that no more. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Because I thought about it and I said, no, I'm getting back into that habit, and that's no good. That's something I eliminated, years ago. Because I seen it. I wasn't going to go back to that cycle at the time that I did do it. It was a learning experience at the time that I did it. I didn't mind it because it was okay. I wouldn't worry about nobody knocking me. Never did I worry about that. It was just the idea that, these people need to have them a woman. They need to be with somebody. They don't need to be with me and they ain't got nobody, because I'm not trying to fix them up. They need to fix their own self up, do what they got to do, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they be trying to do. All the time want to be around you and yours, And for what? For what reason? But be humble, you understand me? And be thankful and be blessed, You got to be humble, man, because, hey, I mean it, man. You got to appreciate things. I'm just so grateful and thankful for my life right now. The way I'm living and the way it is, I'm so grateful and thankful. And I'm being very humble about it, man. I got to be humble, because I've seen a lot, man, and, I'm thankful for a lot, And that's why I tell people, it ain't all about chasing money and trying to impress people. Chasing money You know what I mean? And then when you get it, all you want to do is try to impress people with it. You know, people get, like I say, flash money and flash diamond rings. And, you know, it's all right, like I said, when you're young, you have to get those things in order for your resume up under your, you know, your resume you have to do in order to feel like somebody, to be somebody. You have to did those things at one time. You know what I'm saying? You have to have jewelry, you have to have name brands. All that's part of being somebody. Being somebody in life, being somebody in the game. You know, you have to do that to be who you are. You have to did that. You know, that's part of your resume. That's part of your becoming who you are. You know, it's having those things, having a Cadillac like I had Del Capitol Cadillacs and Capitol cars. I've had those in the past. You have to be done had those to make your mark to be somebody. You can't say you're somebody and you ain't never done that. To be a legacy, an icon, or whatever, you had to be known for something, you know, about something, to been something, to talk about something. You know what I mean? You got to been there. You have to be a giant. You understand me? At one time in your life, you ain't got to still be a giant, but you have to been one in order to be on that scale. And that's the reason why, you know, humbling as it is with me, you know, I don't brag, man. I don't have a car now. You know, I ride the bus, but it's okay. I don't mind. I see people talk, oh, man, he on the bus, this and that. Man, I don't let them people faze me or bother me, because those people are still superficial, worry about what people think. I don't brag. I don't say nothing. I just look the way I look and be who I am. You never hear me say bragging about this, bragging about that, because I could have a car tomorrow if I want one. Point of it is, I don't have a car by choice. It's just like when people brag on me a lot. I say, man, why you know, dude gonna put something up about me being in a Rolls Royce and saying it's mine? No, he said that. I didn't say that. But I don't know why he want to say that. He can't be happy with me being on foot. When the guy said he was on the bus when I was going to the storage. Man, that's me. I'm not ashamed. You understand me? Because I'm happy as could be, you understand me? And if I wanted a car, I'd get a car. My woman got a car and I ride with her. She come get me, so I don't need that. I have parking and all that. I have to pay all that money. People paying $300-$400 a month parking. You understand me? Just for parking. You understand me? Man, ain't no way in the world. You know, they do all this to try to impress people. Most of the time, people get caught up in trying to impress people. When I fell the last time, I told you, in 98, when I fell, I had 10 years clean. What was it, 86 to 96? I had 10 years clean, put it that way. You know, I fell off the wagon when I was with the bra. I got with the bra sometime around. You know what I mean? I went to San Bernardino, and that's when I started drinking again. Pretty boy was up there, and I went up there and we was hustling, making money. And I met him up there, and he was surprised I was drinking. I just started drinking, man. It's too big, it's another thing. I had a 10 years clean. And I knew when I fell down from that, it took me hell to get back on my feet. You know, it was a fast spiral, and it was hard to get back on top. Which it takes time to get back on top, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not trying to be on top. See, being on top, I found out that I don't want that. You worry about what people think? No, I want a good life. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. You understand? I don't want all the material thing. I want to be comfortable and happy. Be comfortable and happy. That's all I ask for. That's all I need. You know? Comfortable and happy. And I'm going to be humble. And like I say, doing these shows, it's therapy to me. But by doing this show, it's going to help me be more humble because I realize what I have to do. Because this show gives me a humbling effect. You know, when I leave here, I'm going to be more humble. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I know this, these are things I have to do, you know, in my life. You know? Because, you know what I mean, having money and doing all that, you ain't got to let nobody know what you got. I mean, I look like I got money automatically. You know? So I look good because that's where I want to look the best I can look. And I've been looking like that, broke as I could be, or when I had a lot of money. I've always looked good. That's just in my DNA. That's me. You understand? When I look back, you understand when I had the rabbit coat and the turquoise a slack suit up under it, walking down Market Street looking like $1 million bill. I didn't have no money in my pocket. I was, switching through the streets of Frisco, you know what I mean, on the pursuit of, you understand me, you know what I mean? And I was on my job. Man, I've been dressing looking good. That's part of me. So if I'm not looking good, hey, somebody knows something ain't right with me. But I'm going to always look good and always be good and always do good because that's part of me. But the point of it is, be humble. Be humble. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end my show. And this is International Red's Fashion Experience. And the name of the show today is Be Humble. International Red signing out for the grand, big fashion experience.